Hello everyone. Welcome to our disease discussion this week. This week we will be talking about asthma. Many people don't really know how big of a problem asthma is becoming in North American society, even though many of us know someone who carries around puffers all or most of the time. As with all the diseases we discuss during these workshops, we will be referencing the teachings of Dr. Ray Strand, author of What Your Doctor Doesn't Know About Nutritional Medicine May Be Killing You. We will also reference the work of Lyle McWilliam, author of the NutriSearch Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. Let's start with a description of this annoying disease. Asthma is a chronic inflammatory disease of the airways. It comes in all shapes and sizes and can cause all types of reactions, ranging from shortness of breath to tightness in the chest to extreme coughing and wheezing. The coughing can be so bad that a person can actually break a rib from it. An asthma attack happens when the muscles around the bronchial tubes tighten, causing the airways to get thinner. This restricts breathing. Then mucus is produced within the bronchial tubes, further restricting airflow. Sometimes the problem is ongoing, hovering in the background all the time. And for others, it's very sudden and can be life-threatening. Attacks happen for many different reasons. Sometimes allergies can trigger an attack. Some people have problems after exercising too hard, and others only get attacks when they catch a flu bug. Sometimes asthmatics have many triggers though. Okay, so let's move on to some asthma statistics now. There are 300 million cases of asthma worldwide at the current time, and 250,000 deaths each year from asthma. Don't let the seemingly low death rate fool you though, as there are 11 million asthma attacks every year in the U.S., and 4 million of those happen to children. If you want to know why the lineups in emergency rooms are so long, just look to asthma. In the U.S., there are 500,000 hospitalizations, 217,000 emergency room visits, and 10.5 million doctor's office visits each year, all related to asthma. Asthmatic children lose 12.8 million school days in a year, and asthmatic adults lose 10.1 million work days. The very scary statistic, though, is that 80% of asthma deaths can be prevented with simple asthma education. Asthma is very manageable, and attacks are easily preventable just by removing common triggers like pets, smoking, and mold. So what's the takeaway here? The asthma reality in society today is that it's time to rethink our attitudes towards asthma education and triggers, so asthmatics can all breathe easier. If we aren't willing to do that, then we must give asthmatics more tools to use to fight this disease. As with any disease, as time goes on, doctors learn more and more about the condition and what can be done about it. In the early 1970s, doctors believed that the underlying cause of asthma attacks was a bronchospasm. Circular muscles surrounding the airway tubes would go into spasm and narrow the passageways of the lungs, restricting breathing. Logically, pharmaceutical companies responded with a product called a bronchodilator, which was aimed at widening the passageway to allow more air to pass through. Products such as salbutamol became common, and asthmatics began carrying around the blue puffers. Then, doctors thought that asthma might be a chronic inflammatory response. The airway would swell and become inflamed in response to a trigger, and it was this inflammation that caused the bronchospasm. To respond to this problem, pharmaceutical companies came up with anti-inflammatory drugs such as steroids to help take down the inflammation in the airways of asthmatics. Over the last 10 years or so, doctors have become aware of the fact that the underlying cause of asthma and most chronic lung diseases is something called oxidative stress from free radicals. Unfortunately, there is no real pharmaceutical treatment for oxidative stress. Instead, we must treat oxidative stress with antioxidants. Another good solution is all about lifestyle change. Since asthma is considered to be one of the inflammatory diseases, and inflammation is now believed to be a kind of secret killer, drug companies are working overtime to develop products capable of reversing the damage from inflammation. But it seems far wiser to prevent the inflammation in the first place. Wouldn't you agree? Inflammation is actually a good thing, a survival mechanism for when you are injured. The body inflames the tissues surrounding the damaged area to protect it from further harm. In order to create inflammation in the body, we need the pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. Excessive or prolonged inflammation is bad, however, and once the threat of further injury is gone, the body must get rid of the excess inflammation. For this, we need the anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. Unfortunately, the North American diet is way out of balance. Some sources say the body requires about 1 omega-6 to every 1 omega-3. Other sources say the body can handle a ratio of 2 to 1. But just like the problem with metabolic syndrome and diabetes and the way we constantly spike our blood sugar, our bad habits tend to outpace our body's ability to deal with the damage. The average North American diet, with all its deep-fried foods and red meats, offers a ratio of about 40 to 1. Can you say inflammation city? Your body has all the tools it needs to create inflammation, and lots of it. But then the body looks around for the tools to get rid of all of this excess inflammation, and it can't find what it needs. The inflammation just stays and creates more free radicals, which leads to more oxidative stress. That oxidative stress does the most damage on the weakest part of the body, which for asthmatics is the lungs. Asthmatics must reduce the inflammation that already exists with omega-3s and stop causing more damage by avoiding omega-6s. As with any chronic disease, to get well, asthmatics must fix the damage done and then prevent further damage. Of course, we know that antioxidants can help address the free radical damage. Your depleted body needs many antioxidant-rich nutrients to partner up with those unpaired electrons that are shooting around, making a mess. There are many free radical neutralizing antioxidants that can help asthmatics. Some of the best ones include vitamin C, magnesium, vitamin D3, vitamin E, selenium, and CoQ10. Lyle McWilliam of NutriSearch has compiled a database of over 220 published scientific articles that show the positive links between various antioxidants and asthma. Unfortunately, treatment has not kept pace with the new scientific research. Even though we know that high-quality antioxidants can help asthmatics, the medical community still focuses on drugs as the primary way to treat asthma. Western medicine is based on pharmaceuticals, and most drug benefit plans reimburse drugs, not nutritional supplements. We have to take matters into our own hands. We can no longer sit around and wait for Western medicine to solve the asthma crisis. Asthmatics need antioxidants, and I know this because I am one. In 2002, I had to call an ambulance for myself in the middle of the night because I couldn't get air. And in 2005, I broke a rib from all the extreme coughing. Then I got serious about reducing inflammation and about properly using antioxidants, and I have now been asthma-free and drug-free for almost 2 years. Dr. Strand has made some recommendations about the optimal levels of nutritional supplementation needed to assist asthmatics. Of course, everyone needs basic high-quality supplementation. Lyle McWilliam has researched extensively and has identified which supplement products available in North America are high quality enough to actually help you with asthma-related oxidative stress. Check out www.strictly-stress-management.com to get the high-quality supplements you need to be asthma-free and drug-free like me. Don't you think it's time to give your body a fighting chance?